Elon Musk, South African as you just pointed out, Ben, Musk is approaching the end of his 130-day temporary assignment with the government. Musk seems to be, for a time, Musk seemed to be the second most powerful person in Washington. Now DOGE is ending, winding down, or at least Musk's role in it. He says DOGE has cut about $170 billion in expenses for the government. That's far short of his goal. The program has certainly reduced the federal workforce by hundreds of thousands of jobs, but Musk also fought with several cabinet secretaries and trade advisors to the president. So, Tara, I guess the question is, was all of this worth it?
No, it was not. Certainly, I think we would all agree at this table that there needs to be more, economic efficiency in the government on all sorts of levels. But this was not the way to do it. The cutting of tens of thousands of jobs, first in terms of probationary employees, also in terms of, okay, you're on furlough, no, you're not on furlough, you've been fired, no, you've not been fired, oh, accept this buyout and you keep your benefits until September, and then what happens after that? No, you don't have benefits, yes, you do have benefits. So it's created a lot of unnecessary uncertainty for those people who are truly going to lose their jobs. They didn't know if they were or they weren't. They have to find new jobs. We don't yet know, we are not getting reports on the long-term economic impact of all of these lost jobs. It hasn't increased efficiency in the government. Anyone who's tried to reach a federal government office knows you are waiting a long time, and sometimes people have to try 2 and 3 days in a row to finally get an actual person who may or may not be able to help you. The other reality is that first Musk said he was going to cut $2 trillion. Basically, the estimates from independent organizations is $5 to $6 billion. So he hasn't cut as much. And again, we don't know the long-term financial impact of what has been done. So I don't think so.
Chad, you're a big believer in efficiency.
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, so look, I'm going to guess that everybody around the table is going to talk about how terrible Musk and DOGE are, and I'm going to agree with everything that you're going to say. So I instead will be a little bit more controversial and add one word of support for him. And that Musk was right that free trade and skilled immigration are good for the American economy. And those are messages that Trump and his populist base do not want to hear. And so as much as some people want to celebrate Musk's diminished role and absence from the government, there is a big part of me that thinks, be careful what you wish for, because that's a voice I want in the room.
And that's one of the big disagreements that he had within the administration was with Peter Navarro, the trade advisor, who's the guy pushing tariffs.
Yeah. The other interesting thing that just came out 2 days ago is Musk saying, I've given a lot to the party, I'm going to decrease my
political spending.
Yes.
Those days are over. Ben?
Yeah, I mean, it served a purpose. Musk is going to be the scapegoat, but what it did is the initiative fulfilled the campaign promise to make government more accountable and efficient. And that, yes, it served its purpose. And I agree with what everybody's saying, that the repercussions and the ripples that have been caused by it are going to be felt for years to come.
Jenny, what about those repercussions? What is of concern to you?
Right. Well, so I had a chat last week with a government employee for an agency who initially was fired, and then he was rehired, and now he is on a no-work order because his agency basically doesn't exist anymore. He has no boss, he has no office, he has no access to computers. So we're paying him. The taxpayers are, but he's not doing anything. And I really am deeply concerned about agencies across the board and their ability to provide the services that the taxpayers are expecting them to provide.
Well, that gets to this idea of bureaucracy and who are the bureaucrats. And I think a lot of people think that a bunch of paper pushers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are paper pushers in there, but there's also a lot of scientists and others that do work that we do need.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I always go back to USAID. There are legitimate problems with USAID and who they were funding, and again, we go back to the DEI thing. There was a lot of backlash against Biden for expanding DEI initiatives. Under his administration, we paid money to European countries to do DEI programming. Is that what we should be using USAID money for? Probably not. But by like freezing all of the funding and by firing the young people, you know, you're eating your seed corn, you're killing good programming along with the bad, and it erodes trust in America. And China's filling that power vacuum with our U.S. hats.